Hi there, Charlie here. Please excuse my wet hair. I've actually just come back from surfing. So I live in the south of Bali and I've just jumped on my surfboard and come back. But today I want to talk about the gene keys. Specifically this book. Gene Keys, Unlocking the Higher Purpose Hidden in Your DNA. Gene Keys sprung through Richard Rudd, a beautiful, beautiful soul, a beautiful man, who was journeying deeply within himself, and he was actually studying human design in depth. And through this exploration, something else actually flowered within him, and the Gene Keys were born. It's phenomenal, this book. It really is. It speaks so much truth. There's some books that just resonate at such a high level. Some of the books that I've read that resonate on that level would be The Power of Now, The Brotherhood of the Magi, Initiation. There's many books out there, that The Nine Freedoms. These books resonate at an extremely high level, and they're actually an entity in themselves. And it's an activation and an initiation by simply reading through these books, and this book in particular. It's an initiation. And not only that, this book has 64 initiations, because there's 64 activation points, 64 gene keys, and you specifically in your chart will have ones that are more prominent. So by you leveling up your vibration and frequency through those gene keys will have a deep impact across your whole life. We all hold these 64 gene keys, so because we all live in this consciousness, this frequency, this reality, this world, this matrix, whatever we want to call it. So each one of these gene keys affects us at some level or another. But some will affect you more than me, and some will affect me more than you. So just to read the first little paragraph that Richard Rudd shares about the gene keys. It's very short and small. To all who are reading or hearing these words, may your heart burst open in unconditional love. May your mind be illuminated by infinite peace. May your body be flooded by the light of your essence. May all whom you touch in this life, through your thoughts, your words, and your deeds, be transformed by the radiance of your presence. This book really is beautiful. It really, really is beautiful. So, to give you a little brief introduction into, I just opened to the 31st gene key, for example. So there's 64 in total. The 31st. Sounding your truth. So as you can see here in the top corner, I don't know if you can see, but there's 3 levels to each gene key. And this is what it's all about. There's the shadow level, the gift level, and the city level. And most of us reside in the shadow a lot of the time. These are things like fear, greed, anger, suppression, all the so-called negative emotions and negative ways of being are the shadow ways of being. But we need them to identify them, to become aware of them, to acknowledge them, to bring awareness to them and consciousness, and only then can we transcend them and we move up to the gift level. And once we transform the gift level, we move up to the city level. So it's an absolutely incredible journey to go on this journey with the gene keys. But the 31st gene key that I randomly opened to is, so the shadow is arrogance. So people who are arrogant are simply living in the shadow of the 31st gene key. And it goes through, quite a number of pages talking about the shadow. And then the gift is leadership. So within this gene key, you go from shadow to leadership, to arrogance to leadership. And when you transform leadership, you go to humility. And it goes through over 2, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 pages of just deep truths that Richard Rudd excavated from deep within himself and within his own genes, and takes us on such a journey. So this book I can't recommend highly enough. It's 100% transformational. It's a beautiful journey, and I really recommend you, if you don't have this book, buy it. Even let it sit by your bedside table. Take in the energy while it's just sitting there. Just looking at it is the transformation. And then you'll be called at the right time to open it up, to journey with one of the gene keys, just to read it over a couple of times. And simply by reading it over and contemplating it and being present with it and just relaxing into those words, things start to shift internally. So I hope I provided a little review of the Gene Keys book. Obviously, it's a very, very positive review. And let me know if you have read it, if you're going to read it, what your journey is with it. And wishing you so much love, wishing you all the best on these times of transformation. The time is now for us to move out of our shadows into our gifts and cities and transform and let go and release what no longer serves. So, thank you for listening. All the best, and I'll journey more with the gene keys and keep coming out with more information and more truths from this book that's just going to unlock things within me, and already has deeply unlocked many things. So, until next time.